You're an artist on record, your ultimate intimate conversation with your favorite artist. And who do we have in the hot seat tonight, kids? From the Smithereens, we have Jim Babjak. Amazing he didn't run away from the interview. You know what, Xandra? That's right. But in the meantime, everybody, thank you for being here. Links are in our description for Jim and the Smithereens. They are having a limited edition green vinyl album set for release November 18th, 2022. Green vinyl. That's cool. You're a vinyl guy too, rumor has it.
Every day.
I love it. I love it. We're going to talk about all that stuff. And I'm a big vinyl guy myself. While I have you here, let's stop the nitty gritty. Let's get down to the dirt. The gossip is what the fans want to know. Your top 5 must-have vinyl records that you can't live without. Can you go there with me? You got to pick 5. You're on a desert island.
Jesus.
Now I got you comfortable. Now we're going to go get tough. Your top 5 vinyl must-have albums. Come on, top 5.
I don't know. I mean, there's just so many. I'll put Truth up there by Jeff Beck. Because it's one of my... It's in the top of my pile here, and I've been going to that lately.
It's a great sounding record, that album.
God, I love that album.
It's never
the
gets
whole
old.
Album. It doesn't. No. Okay, there's that. I don't know. I just got Revolver recently, the reissue, but I might like Rubber Soul better. Well, no. Meet the Beatles, the American first Beatles record. And I know a lot of people will say, you know, the British, Please Believe Me or whatever, but I'm old enough to remember those records, and that one made a huge impact on me. Especially
the back of the album cover, you'd read the story, Ringo Starr, whatever, 23, 24, they have all their ages, you know.
21 and 20, right? George Harrison was only 20, I think.
He was the youngest, and Ringo was the oldest, maybe.
Yeah.
And they look so. I'd stare at the Cuban heels, the way they were looking. You'd get lost on that back sleeve. And every song is great.
Yeah, I mean, and stuff that wasn't played on the radio, like Not a Second Time. Not a Second Time. And, you know, stuff like that. I was like, wow, this is great.
Don't bother me. Come on.
Which I covered. I actually sing that one on our Meet the Smithereens album, where we recreated that. You know you made me cry. So, okay, that's only 2. Oh man, this is really hard. Okay, I would say maybe the Kinks Chronicles. The taxman's taken all my dough. Because it's a double album, and that album really got me into the Kinks, you know. So the Kink Chronicles is another one, and that's 3. Pet Sounds. Wouldn't it be nice if we were older? For sure. Totally. And I was into Pet Sounds way before. See, when I was a kid, people didn't list their top 10 Desert Island discs and all that. That was on my list before all that, you know, when I was a kid. So
just the musicianship on that, what they were doing in the studio, and how genius Brian really.
Yeah.
And plus on Pet Sounds, it was kind of like, wasn't that and correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't it Sgt. Pepper, the Beatles were like getting into that, and it made them come, was it Sgt. Pepper?
Yeah, Paul McCartney said that, well, first, Brian Wilson said that Rubber Soul influenced him to do Pet Sounds, and then Paul McCartney said after Pet Sounds, he was influenced to do Sgt. Pepper. I don't know if I believe all that stuff, but it's a good story.
It's a good story. I'm going to believe the legend. I like it.
I'll believe it. Yeah. So, and then the last one, I think, you missed is Who's Next, because you probably thought I was saying what's next.
Right? No, Who's Next?
Yeah, Who's Next? I love that album. Rhythm underneath, no rhythm guitar. I think he just uses the same guitar and just does that, and I think that's really cool because it doesn't clutter up the track.
Yeah, I mean, now for the Who's rhythm section, when you think about that rhythm section, and when you think about Keith Moon's just drumming, but Pete Townsend really had to keep the rhythm all the time going, because you had
and that's what influenced my solos. I when I write a solo or come up with a solo, I try to make it melodic and fit in, and because if you're showboating and playing a million notes or whatever, it just doesn't work. But what Townsend did was he played a lot of chord type leads, and I love playing as a trio, especially now when we're playing with Robin Wilson, and later on when our lead singer Pat DiNizio couldn't use his hands anymore, he wasn't playing, and but he was singing great. It felt really good playing as a trio, as a power trio. I love that. It just fits our style very well.
Yeah. On a Christmas Eve. You could do those anthem, those the windmill.
Well, you know, I used to feel self-conscious about it, but I started doing them when I was 14, and you know, you're going fast, and blood would be splattering on my garage ceiling when I was a kid, but I can't stop doing them now. There are certain parts of songs where I just have to do it, and at this point, I'm not copying. I don't intentionally copy Pete Townsend. It's just that I love doing it, and it feels great, and I can't stop doing it.
Jim Babjak. And also, if you want to hear more of Jim, his music, check it out. Christmas with the Smithereens limited edition green vinyl is on sale. Links are down below. Check out Babjak's Coffee, now available at the Smithereens website, which you'll find out down below. Make sure you join our VIP all access backstage pass if you want to see this episode unedited, uncut. But in the meantime, kids, we are out of here. And remember, it's only rock and roll, and we like it. And who loves you, baby? We do. Get out of here, crazy kids.